Week 10 sits and starts selling high on Sammy Watkins and what Alfred Morris and Adele have in common. This is going to be good. Week 10 of Keepers starts right now. Hey guys, welcome to Week 10 of Keepers. I'm Susanna Collins, and in case you didn't get the memo, lacerated kidneys are so hot right now. Yep, move over, torn ACLs, you're so Week 8. Hey, here are my Week 10 sits and starts. Start Mark Ingram in our nation's capital. The fightin' Snyders can't stop the bleeding against the run. The lead back of their past 4 opponents have combined for 564 rushing yards and 3 TDs. Even if he doesn't match that rate, he's still a good play because you know he'll snag at least 3 or 4 receptions. Sit Terrence Williams. With Dez Bryant back and Cole Beasley coming off a game better than any that Williams has ever had with Dallas, yeah, probably wise to sit this guy in what will be Matt Castle's final start for the Cowboys. And that roar you just heard was every single Dallas fan in the universe saying, "Thank God." Start Blake Bortles. The main problem with Bortles is managing the interceptions, but he should keep the picks under control against a Ravens D that hasn't picked off a QB since week 3 and could be in for a long day against a couple dudes named Allen out wide who just might be 2015's top wide receiving duo. Sit Shady McCoy. He seems likely to play, at least according to Carlos Williams' guarantee, but he's not a good fantasy play on the road in a short week against the Jets D with a bum shoulder and maybe the best reserve back in the league, primed for a big role. Prospects are slim for Shady. Yeah, I did it. I sure did. Start Travis Benjamin. Let's be real here. Cleveland sure as hell won't be able to rely on Isaiah Crowell and Duke Johnson to move the ball on the ground against Pittsburgh's front 7. But Benjamin, who leads the team in targets and receptions, is definitely capable of exposing their shaky secondary for some big plays, even if it is a banged up Josh McCown who's throwing to him. Sit Ben Watson. For all of Washington's shortcomings, one thing they actually can do well is contain tight ends. They've only allowed 1 score to the position all year, and in their last 7 games, only Jacob Tamme has topped 50 yards, and Gronk just had his worst game of the season against him too, so you know, it's saying something. Buy low on James Jones. No need to panic, y'all. He and the Packers offense will be just fine, okay? The sky is not falling that Jones was held in check recently against Wade Phillips and Ron Rivera's outstanding defenses. With Detroit twice, Chicago, Dallas, and Oakland coming up, yeah, Jones will get things going again. Sell high on Marcus Mariota. After getting to slice up the worst pass defense in football and having interceptions miraculously turn into 61-yard touchdowns, Mariota should be a much more attractive trade chip than he will be after squaring off with the undefeated Panthers and their frighteningly potent defense, who will likely be a nightmare for Mariota and the Titans. Buy low on Jason Witten. See if you can get him for the stretch run as he enters his last Romo-less game. He scored twice in the one full Romo game of the year and hasn't sniffed the end zone since. No one has missed Romo more than this guy. He'll make some owner real happy real soon. Sell high on Sammy Watkins. There's a couple asterisks to keep in mind regarding Watkins' huge Week 9. 44 of his yards and his touchdown probably shouldn't have occurred, at least if Ndamukong Suh has anything to say about it. But it was also against the league's worst defense at defending #1 receivers. Even if he can finally avoid the injury bug, I'd listen to offers from those who think he'll regularly post numbers like that. Hire Dorial Green-Beckham and fire Mike Wallace. DGB didn't play ball in 2014, and thanks to Ken Wisenhunt, he barely played ball in 2015 prior to Week 9. With Mike Mularkey calling the shots and Kendall Wright out, DGB was able to show for the first time in nearly 2 years why he's going to be a great receiver. He's got more upside than a guy like Wallace. Maybe try to flip him if you can, but you shouldn't hesitate to cut the cord. Hire James White and fire Alfred Morris. It's tough to feel too confident in knowing whether Bill Belichick will tap into White or Brandon Bolden to fill the Dion Lewis void, but preliminary signs would point to White, who played nearly 2/3 of the snaps in the one game Lewis missed earlier this year. And poor Morris, man, he must miss those Mike Shanahan days so much. Good work, Gluten. In Washington's last 4 games, he's accumulated just 64 yards from scrimmage. In fact, the only time he led the team in carries in that span was when a toe injury kept Matt Jones out of Week 6. And he still hasn't scored this year. Ugh, this is so depressing. It's more depressing than an Adele song. Hello, it's me, Alfred. And on that happy note, thanks so much for watching, Keepers, guys. Hey, we'll do it again next week, and I promise I won't sing. Well, maybe. Set those lineups. We'll see you real soon.